Malal means regret. Jahan tak song ki baat hai, I would call it an anti-love song. I always wanted to do something which has a lot of pianos and a lot of orchestra in it, and I wanted to work on some dark compositions. There's a particular side of me which is really attracted towards dark goth music. I have been inspired by the vampire myth since childhood, and Anne Rice and Bram Stoker's, and definitely I always wanted to do something related to vampires. And you know, when I was seeing these shots on the monitor, I could see my dream in front of my eyes, and I really felt good about it. I think everything went fabulous, and everything went exactly like I wanted it to be.
तेरी आवाज़ें मेरे कानों में गूंजती हैं बनके सन्नाटा, मेरी नस नस में तू ज़हर बनके दौड़ती है क्यों, दौड़ती है क्यों? ज़हन में मेरे जो तेरा ख्याल है, ज़मीर का मेरे यही तो मलाल है.
Basically, the whole theme initiated because of my liking of vampires, and when I originally made the song, I knew that this is going to be a vampire song, and this is going to be a vampire video. I just wanted everything to be really authentic, and I wanted to do justice with the myth, basically. The vampire myth-wise, I had to do a lot of research. Although I have been reading vampire novels and Anne Rice chronicles, but this time I wanted to be absolutely correct about the vampire theme. I went through the book, which is called Vampire Lectures. It's by Lawrence A. Raqs, and Lawrence is a professor of vampire studies at the University of California. So that really helped me a lot in developing the concept.
I was fascinated. I thought that it's not going to happen because it's so unbelievably fantastic. In fact, I was shooting with Tariq, and I can't disclose what I was shooting, but he looked at me and he came and he said, I'm doing this music video, and this is a concept, are you interested? And I was like, of course I am. And throughout the month when he was doing the preparation and all that, he kept me posted, he kept telling me how the outfits were going to turn around. He told me how I'd have to visit the dentist and how everything would take place and this and that. He told me castings ke liye usne kis ko cast kiya hai, and I thought that every person he's casted fits the role perfectly. And the experience of going to the dentist and getting my fangs put in and actually having these teeth and walking around with them and trying to eat with them, sleeping with them is quite an experience, literally.
I thought it would be really difficult treating vampires because I haven't done that before. The problem is you grind their canines off and overnight they grow long and sharp. Take a look. Like in building up teeth, you have to match the shade. So I had to do that. It's a composite material. It's got particles of quartz and feldspar, other stones. in a liquid matrix that you just apply and then you harden it with the light.
यही तो मलाल है, ये कैसा नशा, ये कैसा खुमार है, ख्वाबों में भी मेरे बस तेरी पुकार है, तेरी आवाज़ें मेरे कानों में गूंजती हैं बन के सन्नाटा, मेरी नस नस में तू जहर बन के दौड़ती है क्यों, दौड़ती है क्यों, ज़हन में मेरे जो तेरा ख्याल है, ज़मीर का मेरे यही तो मलाल है, ये कैसा नशा, ये कैसा खुमार है, ख्वाबों में भी मेरे बस तेरी पुकार है, तेरी
I think it's extremely fascinating because मुझे थोड़ा समझाया गया. You called me up and you explained some, Shahryar explained some, but I put each and every, एकदम मुझे कुछ समझ नहीं आया था. It was total trust and excitement which took over my initial, desire to know कि क्या करना है. The excitement was larger. And the concept took a backseat till actually I arrived in Lahore. When everything got together like a jigsaw puzzle, then I actually freaked out when I told my daughters what I was up to. But I'm glad I'm doing it because I like the idea that as you grow up, the concepts are of a vampire and of anything which is other than the life that you see in your own in your history. Anything which is beyond your own imagination is usually European. The fairies and the goblins and the vampires and the other world, the other world that we've heard of, but we actually, when we need to identify, we go to the West for them. So I think the idea of bringing it to Mehergarh and then to the Mughal and then today in the contemporary times is very fascinating to begin with.
मेरी नस नस में तू ज़हर बन के दौड़ती है क्यों, दौड़ती है क्यों,
I think I love them. I think they look like my own. So it was quite different that for performing a role you go through the real stuff. I did Ali Haidar's video. Uske baad koi video mein nahi. Because of the theme, it's about vampires. Of course, it's got a great cast.
Most of the pre-production work went pretty smoothly. The location was excellent. That was a godsend for us. And once we saw the location, we were pretty confident we could pull it off. I think the biggest problem was trying to fit so many shots into a 2-day schedule and just doing everything without disturbing the hosts in Lahore. Production preparations तो तकरीबन 2 महीने पहले शुरू की थी. The concept of a vampire video had been there for the last 2 years. We really wanted to do a good production which wasn't cheesy. So, you know, that way 2 months of pretty intense research on the vampires of each region, उनकी क्या different किस्म की looks होती हैं, how we could mix that and make that into a sort of a Eastern look and be a little timeless. ये ना पता चले कि वो ज़्यादा contemporary है या ज़्यादा पुराना है. Mix those two. So it was about a month and a half of research, and the last month was spent in pre-production, costume design, just the whole storyline, getting things together, finding a dentist to make you decent fangs. So all of that took a lot of time.
You've got to find somebody who's wanting to work on a theme like this. It's not easy to find anybody to convince them that, look, you want to be a vampire and, you know, make people don't want to look ugly and look scary. They want to look pretty and beautiful, and this is not a pretty and beautiful. It's a beautiful song. I think it'll be a beautiful video, but it's not a pretty look. I don't stop at just the makeup and hair. I mean, I make sure that, you know, the casting was up to me. I did the casting myself. I was the first one to go get the trial for the teeth, and without these little details, you don't feel the part. You know, if these were some plastic fangs from some funny man shop, it wouldn't, you know, I wouldn't feel like what I feel like. I think Zirek has done a fabulous job with all the, you know, all the fangs and the dental work that he's done.
I took a couple days off from work to be here on the set, and I went to a lot of websites that Abbas had told me to see, just, you know, to do a bit of research on how to build them up. Other than that, it's like building up normal teeth, except you make them longer, make them look stronger. Well, in my student life, I used to be in a band, and I've done a couple of plays. In fact, there was one back in '92 in Al-Hamra, and I play the guitar and the keyboards also.
Ever since I've heard the song, it's been on repeat. So that must really say how I really like the song and what it's all about. Yeah, I think it's phenomenal. The lyrics of it's an anti-love song, yet it has a beat, you know, a beat of a broken heart, if you understand what I mean. I thought it was, and it gelled in with the video, with the concept completely. So it's phenomenal. Yeah, and the vocals, they're fantastic. The lyrics, they're fantastic, and the composition is completely amazing.
This song is really close to my heart. Very much. So, you know, this video is really special for me.
He's got a beautiful voice and a face. I mean, he's so good looking, and he's got amazing music, and I love the piano. So wo sare elements hain. He's good looking, he's a beautiful voice, he's got the piano, and I love the Western classical music. I identify more to the kind of music that Europe has as compared to the kind of music we have. I think very few people have touched my heart, but Ghulam Ali Khan Sahab has. At places, Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan Sahab has.
I loved Abbas's video, Sun Rahe Tha, and the second one was Teri Yaad Satandi Hai. I think that was great. And all the two videos are totally different, and this one is going to be totally a contrast. So it's going to be great for him, and I think he's a very, very good singer. And I love his composition. This song, Malal, is amazing. It takes you to another world.
They're all from different eras. We tried to establish that, you know, a vampire story could have existed in the East as well as not only a theme which is Western?
You know, vampires can be anywhere. And why only US and UK and Romania? Why not in Pakistan?
Also with the fact that the musical piece itself is a piano piece, was inherently a Western instrument. There's no sitar or tabla in the music. We were looking at underworld and modern and edgy, but I was like, you know, let's do Eastern. I said, it's never been done before. The characters were very, one is an ancient, I'm from an ancient time. So I presumed I needed a wife that was from an ancient time, which is Samina. She's the first wife. The second wife is Mishi. And she's been sort of, her look was more inspired from the Mughal period. And then Mehreen, who's more contemporary and now something, you know, this last century. So that establishes that the vampire has been around in this part of the world for a long time.
I'm pretty apprehensive about taking established faces, and especially you know, just pretty faces, so to say. Like Mehreen is an upcoming model, so you know, people think that she's just a pretty face, but I was pleasantly surprised that all three of them are very good actresses as well. Mishi and Samina, of course, more established with years of experience, but all three of them, and especially Tariq as well, very good actors. The cast actually pulled through and gave me the sort of response that I wanted, compared to unknown faces who can't really pull off that moment. So you know, they just weaken your entire video. I think Tariq's input, I've done two major projects with him, Sunre and Malal, and for me his input is invaluable, because I don't think of him as just a stylist or you know, just somebody who's making my models look good. He's somebody who has very good value-added comments on the overall production, and I'm very open about that. So I think that's what he likes as well, that I'm receptive, and if he has any input in the production or on the production design or the way the video is looking, I'm pretty open to that. And obviously it's amazing to have the top stylist on your team, giving you the exact style that you want, giving you the look and feel. Not just the styling, but the costumes and how the models come across. So, you know, it's great working with him, extremely professional. You know, lets the director do his job, knows how to add value to a production.
I will always work with Shahryar. I think Shahryar is one of the most comfortable people to work with. He knows his job very well, and he has a great respect and regard for other people and for what they can give to his, you know, his project.
I don't think कि मैंने पिछले 10 साल के काम में, चाहे रेडियो प्रमोशंस हो, किसी का किस्म का भी काम हो, I haven't come across such a song. It's very melodramatic. It's one of those songs that could open up a great show, or could be an opening of a great movie, which has a pure dramatic appeal to it. उसमें एक feel बहुत बड़ी है. It's a dark song, obviously, लेकिन उसके अंदर एक जो feel जो मैंने जो उसके अंदर देखी है, वो यही है कि it's got its dramatic element into it, which just stands out, and I just love it, and I love it more because it's just one of those songs which is on my list for the future to remix and shuffle. And obviously at the end of the day, Abbas, as I know him, is literally obsessed with this myth, and we had to do it for him.
I like the real thing. I like the elegance factor. I even like modern vampire movies like Blade, Underworld. You know, I think they were great movies and how they evolved the vampire concept. But Interview with the Vampire, Bram Stoker's Dracula, even the Tales from the Crypt stories which are based on vampires. I think I find something in every vampire movie for me to love. I was lucky enough to get a fabulous cast.